Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another special edition of Nightcap Basketball Edition. I'm your favorite sports Unc, Shannon Sharpe. He's your favorite number zero, Agent Zero, the greatest Wildcat hooper in NCAA history, Gilbert Arenas, Hibachi, Agent Zero. Please make sure you subscribe to the Nightcap podcast feed. You can also get it through Club Shay Shay, but Nightcap does have its own podcast feed. Also, you can like and subscribe to Gil's Arena channel on YouTube. The show airs Monday through Thursday, live 11:30 a.m. Pacific, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's Monday through Thursday, 11:30 a.m. Pacific, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We've also pinned Shea by Laportier at the top of the chat. You know, Valentine's Day right around the corner. You got the Super Bowl right around the corner. You got St. Patrick's Day. We got some other special holidays also, but just go out and get yourself a bottle for you or someone special in your life. Ladies, you get your guy a bottle of that for Valentine's Day. He will greatly appreciate it, and you will thank me later. Gil, let's jump right into this ball game. The Lakers beat the Mavs 127-110. D-Lo, an outstanding night, 29 points, 5 of 7 from 3. AD, 28 points, 12 rebounds, 9 assists. LeBron, 25, 8 and 8 in 33 minutes. Austin Reeves, 14 points on 2 of 2 from 3, 7 assists. Luka had a triple-double, 33, 13, and 10. Kyrie, after that nasty spill, came back to score double figures, 12 points. What did you like about what you saw from the Lakers tonight?
I'm loving the lineup. I'm not even gonna lie. Just as a hooper who's been there, who's been a scorer, you put more, offensive power on the floor, it kind of helps the stars. So the fact that, the last 3 games, our 2 guards, which is, Reeves and D'Lo, has been putting up big numbers. That is AD and LeBron rest. They don't have to just, tote all that weight. So, I mean, the last 3 games, 58 from those 2, 29, and tonight 43, which is what the Lakers need. They need that type of output from 2 other players on the team.
So this is a new starting lineup. D'Lo, Austin Reeves in the backcourt with LeBron, AD, and Taurean Prince in the front court. So you like this starting lineup. You feel to give them more offensive firepower so LeBron and AD doesn't have to shoulder so much of the scoring when you have guys like Cam and you have guys like Vando in the starting lineup.
Yes, of course. I mean, you can't put bench players in a starting lineup, but then they're going to be starters. No, they're bench players, right? They're just getting started in minutes. So it kind of hurts the star player when you have guys that's in there that actually can't contribute in the way that you need, and that's what the lineup was hurting during this stretch after the in-season tournament. So the fact that he's went back to his original lineup, we should see a better product out there.
I liked what I saw from D'Lo tonight. He seemed like he was a lot more aggressive. He seems a lot more confident. And I think he's a guy that you have to show confidence in because it seems like it is easy to break his confidence. When you start jacking with his minutes, you play him 2 or 3 minutes and you pull him out when he makes a bad pass or he shoots an air ball, it jacks with his mind. If you watch him tonight and you see how aggressive he was from start to finish, looking to get his shot, looking to get downhill, did a great job of doing the inbound pass to AD, the entry pass to AD. I thought he was sensational. I thought it was him and AD that really got the Lakers off to the start that they needed.
Yeah, I've always said it, man. I said, a pit bull without a leash is more scarier than a pit bull with one. So when you're sitting there, yanking players out, whenever they make a mistake, they don't want to be aggressive. They just want to be in there, not making mistakes versus just going out there, just being themselves. So the fact that the last 3 games, D'Lo's got to be, who we know him to be, has been helping.
With this starting lineup, D'Lo, Reeves, LeBron, Taurean, and AD, what should we expect moving forward with this lineup?
I think more consistent play. Right. We're going to be able to keep up with faster teams that like to score. I'm fine with Prince in the lineup, depending on who we're playing against. But, as long as he's aggressive, my thing is just be aggressive. It's like being a receiver, right? You're not getting the ball, still running the route like we're going to
get it
to the ball, right? You some guys don't, if they ain't getting the ball, they're going to like, I ain't even, which
Right.
dictates the deep. If you run your route how you supposed to, even though you're not getting it, it helps the rest of the team. As long as he's taking the shots that are open and making himself a threat, I'm fine with him in that lineup.
I love what I'm seeing from Anthony Davis. Not only has he been in the starting lineup, he's only missed, 2 or 3 ball games. I love his aggressiveness. This is the Anthony Davis that we need to see. A guy that's giving us 26, 27 points on a nightly basis, giving us somewhere between 12 and 10 and 15 rebounds on a nightly basis. And now he's added the assist to his game because he almost had a triple-double tonight. And I wish D-Ham would have left him in the game and let him get that one more assist so he could have a triple-double. But I love what I'm seeing from Anthony Davis. He's aggressive. He's defending. He's playing both. He always plays both ends. But I like, hold on. Man, this guy can't guard me. Man, let me get this Krispy Kreme. And the hot sign is on. So let me cook it.
Yeah. He got new legs this year. I mean, he was Bambi legs for the last 2 years. Anything from the waist down, we don't know who legs was those.
Right.
His mama side of the family, because he got his daddy side this year. He got his daddy legs this year. So he's been playing great, playing consistent. It was never his play that we was worried about. It was just, can he be on the floor? And he has proven that. So we in good money.
Yeah, this is the Anthony Davis that we saw when he originally got to the Lakers in 2020. This is a consistent Anthony Davis, giving us points, rebounds, defending on the defensive end. And like I said, he's adding assists on a nightly basis, doing a better job of passing the basketball. So this is a guy, as long as we're going to get this kind of look, I'm not expecting D'Lo to give us 29 on a nightly basis, but I am expecting him to be aggressive on a nightly basis. And then you let the chips fall where they may, Gil. As long as you're aggressive, look to put pressure on the defense, and AD and LeBron, they're going to get what they're going to get. They're going to get theirs. They're going to give you somewhere between 50 and 60 points on a nightly basis. Now, can you come to the table? Give us somewhere between 17 and 20. Austin Reeves is going to be Austin Reeves on a nightly basis. And now we're going to ask the bench. We're going to ask guys like Taurean Prince. We're going to ask Rui. We're going to ask Christian Woods. Okay, C-Dub, we need you to pitch in tonight. Give us 12 and 6.
Yeah, I think sometimes players get in their own heads when, they don't know what their role is. And, I try to always tell players, look, play the style that makes you scary to guard.
Okay.
Right? Be that person. Like, if you're playing against Steph Curry, what makes you fear him? Him being aggressive. Then you be aggressive.
Correct.
Right? The easiest person to guard is a guy that is not going to do nothing tonight. Right? He's mad at the coach. He's mad at the team. He's sitting there pouting. That's the easiest assignment in the world. If I can read the box sheet and know how you play the game, you need to switch it up. Right. Meaning, all right, you got 12 shots, 8 of the 12 were threes, right? You got no free throws. Okay, you're a jump shooter. Right? So I know when you drive, you're going to pull up, you're never going to go all the way, or you're going to sit there and shoot the three. Don't be stat sheet guardable. Right, and that's where D'Lo then was in the middle of the season.
Yeah, because you look at it, Luka's going to be aggressive. You know Kyrie's looking to get his, so you need to keep pressure on them.
Yeah.
So make them guard. Don't let them have so much energy on the offensive end that they punish you on your defensive end.
Yes.
Make them guard. Take a little sting. Look. Luka's going to get his. Kyrie had an off night shooting the ball tonight, but on a given night, he can go get 30, 40 in the drop of a hat and make it look easy doing it. And we know Luka. Luka make the difficult looks routine because some of the shots that he's going to hit, but you can't get frustrated. Guys like Luka, it's easy to get frustrated because you look at it like, how the hell you make that? Man, I mean, we got 2 guys on you, and basically you seem like you closed your eyes and you hit it from 30 feet. But you can't get frustrated. Just keep going back at it. Just don't get out of character. Don't get out of the scheme of what you're trying to do offensively. But you got to make those guys work on the defensive end, because if they don't, they're going to punish you when they have the ball.
Yeah, guys like Luka, guys like Shea, guys like Curry, even Dame, right? You have to hunt them because they're coming in there hunting you. Right? Correct. You got to be the aggressor. You got to hit them in the mouth first. You got to play that reverse psychology game on them. First play the game. Hey, I'm going at him. ISO. Like, you got to play games with these guys and let them think that's going to be a long night. right? And that was always my approach. Anytime I played against a very high-level guard, I attacked first.
Right. I'm looking at points in the paint. The Lakers dominated 62-46. Second chance points was tied. Both had 14. Fast break points, the Lakers dominated 32-7. And you got to look to get easy baskets. You got to get to look at easy baskets.
Yeah, Luka's not the fastest. He ain't the fastest some bitch in the world.
Right.
Yeah, them fast break points ain't gonna really come like that with them.
No.
And that's weird because they're a small ball team, so they should be pushing the ball a lot more. But your best player is not as fast, so it should be one of those things where it outlets the Kyrie first, let him go. If he doesn't have anything, then give it to Luka. Once the possession slows down, and let him do his thing.
Well, the Lakers still feel good. Look, they beat two good, decent ball clubs. OKC, we know what they represent with Shea Gilgeous, and they just beat the Mavericks in back-to-back home games. So they should feel good. Up next, home games against Brooklyn and Portland. These are the type of games. This is where if you were sick, this is the game. These are the games where you get healthy. Now, Brooklyn's not easy because Cam Thomas can put points on the board. Claxton does a great job of rim running, and he's a nice defender. And Mikal Bridges, he does a great job of scoring also. But you got to have these games. Brooklyn and Portland, you got to be able to bag these. You got to get on a nice little win streak, make you feel good about yourself, Gil.
Yeah. Right now, this could be, after the last 2 wins, this could be like a 4-game winning streak.
Yeah, for sure.
Really get some momentum. And this is what you need, especially, where we are as an organization. And I'm acting like I own a goddamn team, right? I've been a Lakers since Cole when I was in high school, so I feel like I'm part of this shit too.
Right. And I think the thing is, plus, look, put pressure on Rob and Jeannie, like, hey, I can get this done. Don't trade me. I want to be here. Because look, now contracts are eligible to be moved, and the trade deadline is fast approaching. Teams are looking to make a move because this is the last opportunity that they have before the summer. So this is the last opportunity to make a move, a championship contending move is right now.
Yeah,
and so
and to be honest, Lakers still got to be careful with what they trade if they are going to try to make a trade, because now you're really getting to see what type of team you have, and you have a nice starting 5. Right. You have a legit starting 5. So you have to be careful on who you decide to move if you're going to make a move. You still need to beef up your bench. Like right now, you can see you don't have any points off the bench, and that's why you were trying to junk up the lineup. So going out there to get one of those high-level guards who can just put the ball in the basket, that you have that in Woods, but you probably need a guard that can do that too, just to mix things up when you need those type of players.
Right. The consistent points that you had coming off the bench, you just inserted into your starting lineup with Austin Reeves.
Yeah.
So he was the guy that was giving you somewhere between 12 and 16 points on a nightly basis off the bench. Now you lose that because you've inserted him into the starting lineup to give you more firepower to go with your starting 5. So I agree with you on that situation. What are they going to move, and what are they willing to give up? They really don't have anything but that 2029 first round pick.
2029. I mean,
that's a long way. Hey,
that's so long from that, man. Hey, get that up, man. Goddamn.
Get that up.
Get that up, man. 2029, get that up. You don't know what the hell's going to happen in 2029.
Ramona Shelburne released an article this morning about Kyrie wanting to team up with LeBron. You think the Lakers regret not pursuing Kyrie more aggressively?
Okay, when it first came out, it was Kyrie was recruiting LeBron.
Right.
Come on, Dallas, right?
Correct.
This is like a breakup, man. It's like an ex, right? It's like an ex. I don't know if this has been in J-Lo, though. I don't know if this has been in J-Lo. I don't know if they're going to...
Because they got back together after all them years.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to get back together and, make it happen this time. Especially, Kyrie, that he's technically the J-Lo in this sense, where the last couple of relationships ain't go so well for you, my guy, right? LeBron's looking like, man, I done messed up. I don't think they were willing to pay for what Kyrie was bringing at that moment in time.
Right.
And understand who he was, even though this is where he lives, would have been great for the Lakers, it would have took off a lot of pressure from AD and LeBron.
Right.
But how much do you give up for him?
Yeah. I don't know if they had, because here's the thing. I think the thing is that when you go back and look at it, you probably regret moving the pieces to get Russ as opposed to not giving up the pieces to get Kyrie. Because if you still had those pieces, maybe you're in play for Kevin Durant. Not saying KD would have wanted to come to LA and team up with LeBron, but at least you have pieces in order to do that if there was for some unforeseen reason that he did want to come to LA. And like, you know what? Hey, for the next 3 years, I'll go play with AD and LeBron and we'll see what happens. But because you moved assets to get Russ and that didn't work out, now you're like, okay, because you'd already given up a king's ransom to get AD, which was well worth it because you won a championship and you needed that. So I have no problem giving up Ingram and giving up all those guys what they gave up to get Anthony Davis and even the 2 or 3 first-round picks that they gave up. But when you also had to give up picks and assets to get Russ, now you're greatly limited in what you can do moving forward. So when pieces like this become available, potentially a Kyrie, a KD, a Dame Lillard, you don't have any money to go purchase anything.
Yeah, that Westbrook, if we erase everyone's memory and put them back in that decision, they're going to do it again. Because at that moment in time, Russ just averaged a triple-double. He just averaged a triple-double that year going to Beal. Like everywhere he went, he meshed with the star, right? So you didn't see a clash with him and LeBron's style, right?
I did.
Him in the pick and roll with him and AD, you figured that this would be a great fit, right? It's hard to say that okay, we know on record it failed, but I always believe in what happens if they stayed healthy, what would they have looked like? Yeah, they would have been struggling from the shooting because, Russ didn't shoot the ball like that. He can't shoot the ball like that. It's not that he don't practice it. One's
not his game.
So with basketball players, there's certain players that if they're not taught at a young age to learn how to go from type 2 fibers to type 1 when you're shooting,
right?
They don't know how to slow their motor down to pull up for a nice jumper. So some of those speed demons, if they're not taught at a young age to go fast, to slow down for that jumper, they're never going to learn how to shoot a jump shot. So Ben Simmons, they don't know how to stop to shoot that jumper. So they're going to always be, no matter how many shots they take in practice, looks great. When the game time stuff starts and you rev that Bugatti engine up, you brick. And that's the problem with them too.
Do you think if Russ would have been accepting of the role like he has with the Clippers, it would have worked better? Could he have come off the bench for the Lakers as opposed to being in the starting lineup? What could have been different? Let's just say everybody stays healthy. LeBron doesn't get nicked. AD doesn't miss, 30, 40 games. LeBron ended up missing some time also. What was the best case scenario in order for these three to strive to get to thrive together?
It was oil and vinegar from the beginning. Okay. Because the Russ today wasn't the Russ that summer.
Correct.
Right? The Russ that summer was a triple-double guy.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to tell a triple-double guy to come off the bench for Reeves, insulting. And that was the problem. When the ideal of, hey, come off the bench, and he's looking around for who? I don't want to even come off the bench for LeBron James, goddammit. That's his ego at the time. LeBron James, AD. I don't know who's one, but I guarantee I'm number 2 in this motherfucker right here, right? Coming off for this dude? No. The reality check that hit him, the booze at home, he had to really process everything that went in. And then we went to the Clippers, and they embraced him. He sat back and said, all right, coming off the bench ain't that bad. All right, fellas, this is what I'll do. and it was his idea. But it had to take that type of ass whooping from the media, the fans, and reality.
The Laker fans.
You know, the reality of I'm not the triple-double guy anymore. They don't need me to be that guy, right? I can still get my shit off if I need to, but we're a better team if I can control the second unit and let Harden start. That was not happening with the Lakers. Same thing with D'Lo, right? Same thing with D'Lo and Reeves. They're sitting there looking at two dudes
that's not better than them.
Yes, and what was the difference between Russ and them? Nothing. They were doing the same thing. Yo, you got two dudes in here that they had the same problems.
Do you think there's a different expectation of Russ with the Clippers as opposed with the Lakers, which makes it a lot easier? Because he was expected to come in and basically, I don't think he was going to be able to do that, but the fans thought he could be able to do that. Average a triple-double with LeBron and AD, and it's just he's not going to have the ball in his hands enough to do it.
Yeah, you're walking into a fail, right? Especially since you're not the number one option, right?
Right.
You're coming in, you're the triple-double guy. If you don't average a triple-double, the same triple-double you averaged a year before, it's going to be a failure anyway. Especially if we're not winning. There's no result of these. You second guess what country Wayne following Cat, right?
Right.
It's a great interview.
Yes.
But you're not Cat, goddammit.
Right.
Whoever followed that performance was going to fail no matter what, because that was a performance.
Yes.
We're expecting, I know he was like, man, let me redo mine. Let me redo mine real quick. Let me go back into the studio. Right. And that's how Russ is. You get here we just won, you the high level. You need to come out and be triple-double. If not, we booing you. And that's what happened. And that hurt his feelings. Right. Because I know it would have hurt mine.
Yeah, because that's the team. Look, and there's nothing, look, the Clippers are the Clippers. But his whole dream, his hometown team was the Lakers. Shaq and Kobe winning championships and him going to the parade and seeing that. And so his lifelong dream, if he was going to play, and if I got an opportunity to play for the Lakers, oh, man, that's going to be an unbelievable feeling. That's going to be great. And then when he gets here, the one thing about the Laker fans, Laker Nation, you better win. They don't give a damn what you did for somebody else. Ask LeBron. When LeBron, you remember every time they try to put a mural up on LeBron, somebody would deface it. It's like he hadn't done anything with us. We won't. And that's just the way it is. And so even though Russ was a hometown kid, there's like none of them triple doubles. That MVP, none of that happened in purple and gold. So until he does something in the purple and gold, we're not jumping up and down because you're a hometown kid.
Los Angeles is the type of city that needs to see you grow, right? They need to see you from here to here to really understand, appreciate your path. AD won a championship.
Yes.
We still booing you.
Yes.
Nah, we don't like this performance. You won a championship for us, and we're still not happy with what you're doing.
Right.
Because you didn't build nothing here. You came here. You are rental property here. Right? Like the Kobe's, the Magics, and stuff like that. You have to put in years for us to respect those years.
Yeah.
When you were big. Clipper. It's easy to be the Clipper.
And AD, what he has working against him is that he's a big. And every great big, with the exception of Russell, has played for the Lakers. Yeah. So you got Chamberlain, you got Mikan, you got Kareem, you got Shaq. So you got all the bigs. So that's what you're up against. So if you don't dominate for basically a decade, they're like, man, man, come on.
Yep. And it's going to take a decade. It's going to take a decade for us to, right? Because we had Shaq.
Yes.
Right? We had the big fella. So, that's our last great big man. And
Or even Powell. Powell won 2 championships with Kobe. And although he was not as dominant as Shaq and Kareem, obviously, you're talking about, transcendent figures with Shaq and Kareem and Chamberlain. and Mike in Minneapolis. But when you play a position, the Lakers are known for bigs. That's what they're known for.
Yeah,
they're known for bigs. And when you're big and you come to LA, they think domination. They think it's Shaq. They think it's Kareem. They think it's Chamberlain. That's what they're thinking. And so you give them 25 and 12. They're like, and
we booed Dwight Howard, who shouldn't have been playing, averaged 17 and 12, made the All-Star game. We booed him in Houston.
And he was in LA with a bad back.
Shouldn't have been playing.
Shouldn't have been playing at all.
He wanted to play so bad, averaged 17 and 12, was the second best player on our team, and we booed him out of here. That hurt the franchise for a couple of years.
Right. Do you think Kyrie and LeBron will ever reunite?
Nah.
Or is it too late?
Nah, it's too late. I mean, if Kyrie wants another championship, possibly, but the youth that they both had, they had youth on their side, you know.
Yes.
When Kyrie left, it was I understand what Kyrie was thinking, right? Same thing Kobe was thinking, right? Right? Y'all don't think I'm that good by myself, right?
Right.
I'm doing all these game winners. I'm carrying us the last 3 minutes, but he's getting all the credit. Oh, I need my own team. And it ain't been working out ever since.
No.
Because what you see you doing, you're not seeing what he's doing. The last 3 minutes of your greatness is because the first 45 was his.
Right.
Getting the team involved, making sure everyone was in the right position for you to dominate, right?
Right.
That's what made those type of guys great. That's what made Magic great. That's what even made Michael Jordan great, right? And I don't think at a young age, Kyrie knew that. He's been taking those lumps as he goes now. But I don't think there's going to be a reunion. This is not going to be New Edition. You're not going to have the fat Bobby Brown coming out there. No.
Because it's not, and I think sometimes players think it's easier to win and build a championship than it actually is.
Yeah.
Because he automatically assumed, okay, I'm going to go link up with KD and this thing's going to take off. And then they end up getting James Harden. For whatever reason, they couldn't stay healthy. But it's a lot more difficult because even when Kobe and when Shaq split, it still took some years before Kobe actually won a championship, and he had to get a team specific for that. You know, he needed a low post player in power that he could dump it to down, and that if he got fouled, he can go make free throws. He needed a Lamar Odom. He needed a Metta World piece. He needed certain pieces to fit exactly who and what Kobe was.
Yeah. Okay. There's two things that happens with us, right? When we're younger, we want to build our resume as a dominant player.
Okay.
So with Kobe, right? He had the advantage of having Shaquille O'Neal in place. So he got the win early. But the knock was, you're not Michael Jordan. You're not doing all this stuff. So he's like, well, we'll remove these pieces then, right? So y'all can see what I am. Y'all can see what type of killer I am. Same thing with Kyrie, right? You're winning the championships with LeBron in your early age, and you're like, nah, y'all disrespecting me. Y'all don't have me as the number one guard, and I'm that dude. So let me go get my own team.
Right.
And that's what happens to some players. You know, you get on these good teams, and the team greatness stunts the growth of the individual player when the individual player is trying to build his individual resume.
Right.
You know, it's easier for me, like Luka right now, it's easy for me to do the damage now, then go be a winner later. Right. If I'm a winner now and win, it's hard for me to build my resume after that, because now you're expecting winning when I'm trying to be selfish as an individual.
Right. Windhorst said today, I don't know what's going to happen with LeBron in 2025. I feel like LeBron is going to play next year, but I don't know if it's going to be for the Lakers. Could you see a scenario in which LeBron is not playing in a Lakers uniform?
Hell. Who said that?
Brian Windhorst. He wrote an article today. He said it today.
Oh, man, he should be fired, man. Come on, man. You don't come all the way to L.A., man, get this good-ass weather over here and then go back to something. No, that's not how that works. Once you get to the sunshine, you're doing anything to stay here.
Right.
Right? I don't know if y'all know what happens outside of L.A. It's cold out there.
Yeah, it's very cold. It's very cold
out there in them streets. Them airports is cold. They're coming home and your whole car under snow. That happens when you come to L.A., you in Beverly Hills. Life seems happier, right?
Yes.
It's happier when you walk outside and it's sunny versus it's snow and it's rainy and miserable, right? It's easy to just wake up and, I mean, even though that smells like bud, but, right, you know, the palm trees.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so it's hard once someone gets to LA, it's really hard for them to just want to leave. You're going to have to trade LeBron.
Well, I don't see that happening because he's still a draw. He's still playing at an extremely high level. He's averaging 25, 7, and 7 in year 21. And I'm sure there are a lot of other teams that would want him just for the draw, but he's not just a draw. He's still a damn good. For me, he's still a top 10 player for me.
Yeah, look, one, Pelinka himself, he don't have more power than LeBron.
Correct.
Not in this NBA, right? So there's never going to be no scenario where he thinks he's just about to trade LeBron to any damn where.
Right.
That's not happening, right? So if LeBron do leave, it's because LeBron traded himself. There's no scenario that Pelinka or Jenny's going to do that doesn't have LeBron making the call 100%.
The Celtics moved to 20-0 at home this season after beating the Spurs. Should the East be worried about the Celtics?
I mean, they are, right? You know, this team has been Tatum and Brown. Remember, they wanted to trade. You know, there was articles about getting rid of the two, breaking the two up, and they was only 23. I think people didn't realize that they were still so young and they have not hit their peaks yet. They're not even close to their peak. They're only 25 and 26. They still got 3-4 years before they're priming. So you have guys right now that are on a mission, right? They've already tasted success at a young age and they're trying to get over that hump. So they are a real threat. Everyone else has tasted success. I mean, you know, Tatum is like, yo, I've been in the top 3 in MVP voting. I need to get over that hump, right? We need to get to the NBA finals. We need to win one. So they're on a different mission. If they don't win one this year, in the next 2 years, they gonna have one.
Yeah. I mean, you look at what they did. They turned Marcus Smart and Robert Williams into Holiday and Porzingis with Malcolm Brogdon. And they got Holiday and Porzingis. And the thing is, they're deep. You know, we understand about their starting five, but their bench, they just come at you in waves. And so it's going to be very difficult because I don't think anybody, for depth purposes, there's nobody in the East that can match it. I mean, we understand what Joel Embiid is. Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. Now, I do like the way Tobias Harris has been playing thus far. Because he's been a great third piece to go along with Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. But Milwaukee is going to be a major player. I believe Dame and Giannis will only get better and better. But right now, I think it's the Celtics that are clearly the best team in the East. With Porzingis, Tatum, Holiday, Brown, and Derek White. Because this is the Derek White that we saw early in his career in San Antonio that everybody was saying, okay, man, this dude here, man. Because you remember that series he had against the Nuggets? I think it was the Nuggets.
Yeah.
And I think he was like a first or second year player, and he went off.
Yeah, I think he's found his niche now. I think, last year he was more of a defensive player, made hero plays, but I think now he's found his two-way in him. Last year's more of a, one-way guy, trying to stay on that defense. Now he's a two-way player. The reason I like Boston is they're so flexible in their lineups, right? Yes. They're always big, right? And, they can put a lineup out there, Tatum at the point, Jaylen Brown at the 2. They can put Porzingis at the 3, Al Horford at the 4, and Luke at the 5 if they wanted to, and be just a big lineup.
Right.
And force you to try to figure out how to match it, right? And, Brown plays the 2, and he's just going to, he sits in the pose, hit you with the midi because most 2s are small. So they have so many lineups that they can throw at you and still be like their small ball still has 6'10 and 6'11 in it, which is crazy.
Right.
So the fact that you gave up a 6'4" power forward for a 7'1" center, I don't know what they doing in Dallas. I don't know if anything is legal over there, but you had to be on it at the time you made this trade.
Well, for whatever reason, it seemed like Porzingis like, hey, I ain't getting no shots. Luka getting all the shots.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to play in the post. I want to play on the wing. And for the most part, they let him play wherever. Yeah, he could. I mean, because he's 7'1", 7'2", can shoot the 3, can put the ball on the floor, got a nice mid-range. But they're letting him play a style that's conducive for him being productive, as opposed to say, nah, you 7'1", get your butt down on the block. Because that's not what he is.
No, yeah, you're right. And, I know Washington gave him up, which, with the team they had, he was a great piece for them. But, when you look at the overall, it's like Boston got him, right? And y'all got Greg. And that was technically the trade, no matter how that's the trade. And it's like you really did all this to get a 6'4" power forward. And I'm never giving up height for small. If I'm going to give up height, I'm giving height for height. Because you can't teach height.
No.
Right? I'm never going to trade. I'm never going to trade my big for a guard unless my big has no talent and I can trick somebody to take it to get a high level player. But I'm not going to trade a talented big for some guard. That just sounds dumb.
Yeah, I mean, Porzingis, for whatever reason, I mean, he's been an all-star. But for whatever reason, he didn't catch on. I mean, I don't know, him and Luka, for whatever reason, it didn't work. And like you said, he went to Washington and then they moved on. But when you can turn Malcolm Brogdon, Robert Williams, and Marcus Smart into Holiday and Porzingis, you won that trade.
You won that trade.
Because it doesn't look like Robert Williams is ever going to be the same since he tried to come back and play on that knee. He looks gimpy ever since. And so I don't know if you're ever going to get the Robert Williams pre-injury, because I thought he was a tremendous defensive player.
Yeah, what's so funny is we got to watch them Celtics, boy. They've been
some guys injured.
They've been trading some bad product. That product, IT hip.
Yep.
He good. Oh no, he look good. Stand up a little bit. Hey, look at him. Right. Oh, good product right here. Right. There's con artists over there in Boston.
They did, yeah.
They trading anybody who's getting hurt. They trading that player out of there.
But to see, the thing is, the players are playing hurt.
Yeah.
And it's hurting their value. Isaiah Thomas played injured with that labrum in his hip. He was never the same. No. Robert Williams tried to come back early on that knee. He's never been the same. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they had to go back in the knee again.
Yeah, man, listen, you're athlete, right? You understand. We get hurt. If we can play, we were taught, if you can give 25%, 50%, that's better than his 100%.
Yes.
So we go out there 25, 50% to help the team, not really
hurt ourselves.
The person that we're guarding is coming 100%. He don't give no crap about our 50%. Nope. And we end up hurting ourselves because we're trying to stick somebody that's coming 100 when we're at 50. And that you instead of just getting healthy and then going out there giving 100%, we
Because,
feel that we can still play this game being half the person we are.
Because the thing is, Gil, we might help the team, but we hurt us.
Yes.
Because that's what happened. IT playing, it helped the Celtics, but it hurt his value. He didn't get that $100 million contract that he was supposed to get because the guy wasn't an all-NBA player, an all-star player.
Yeah.
But after that injury, he was never the same player. The same thing with Robert Williams. Unfortunately, I don't know if he was ever going to be able to parlay what could have been. And that's what we look back now and says, what could have been?
Yep. And that what could have been mindset. Ooh, that burns. Ooh, that's deep pain. Ooh, that's like a girl you about to marry and you find out she cheated on you. You're never gonna trust again.
No.
And that's what that's gonna sit every time you look, every time in the summer hits and it's negotiation, right? And you just seeing players getting money. Every time you drive by the Bank of America and you see somebody deposit, that shit goes Steve.
I was better than him. It's kind of like the Schroeder. When he turned down 4 for 84, you're looking for 100. And I said at the time, bro, what makes you think that you're capable of turning that down? You don't know. You don't know what's out there. I know he ain't getting that again.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah. But listen, when you lose it, you lose it. There's no getting back, right? No. It takes like guaranteed money. It's yours.
Yes.
Right. It's yours. So for you to make that money back, it like 84 for 4 years. Whatever deal you do, you got to make sure that in 4 years it was 84 million. If not, you lost.
You lost.
You lost.
Yeah. He's never going to make that up. He's not going to be able to play enough years to make that up because he got a decent contract. I think he got 2 for what? 2 for 17, 2 for 20, something like that. But the previous deals were all minimum.
Yeah.
Where here he could have been on he could have been in the second year or the third year of an $84 million deal.
Yeah. And that's the thing.
Now, Gil, those minimum deals, you're like, okay, cool. I'll play for minimum. I already made my money.
The problem is we look at he would never make the 84. The 84 is not what you lose. You losing the 84 for 4, right? And in that same year, you signed 3 year 19, right?
Right.
Right. So you about what? Damn near 40 million off. Well, you're not factoring the deal you signed after the 84 or the extension you signed after the 84 versus what you're. So in reality, when it's all said and done and his career is over, right? Because you got to remember, extensions off of 84 is 12.5%.
Right.
Right. If you're playing at a certain level versus, signing more money off of 17, you losing $100 and something million. It all adds up, even on the back end. So you're losing back end money that you don't even factor in.
Right. Schroeder's career earnings are $89 million because he had a nice deal in Atlanta. He had a nice deal in Atlanta, and he could have parlayed that deal, flipped it right into a 4-year, $84 million. But hey, he rolled the dice, rolled up, crapped out.
Yep.
But he's still a solid player. Pascal Siakam got traded to the Pacers. The Pacers acquired Siakam from the Raptors in exchange for a package that includes Bruce Brown Jr. and 3 first-round draft picks. Do you believe the Pacers gave up too much to get him?
Say that again. What did they give up?
They gave up Bruce Brown Jr. and 3 first-round draft picks. So was that too much for Siakam?
So they just gave up Bruce Brown, huh? Like that's it. The first round draft picks. That don't mean nothing to me, man. Because you're taking picks from teams that's going to the playoffs, which puts you at what 26, 7, 8, right? That's not you're not gonna find a Siakam because that's where he went. Right, he was about 27, 28. So you're not gonna. It's rare to find. That's like a lottery pick.
Right.
A lottery ticket, right? You gonna scratch it, you might get $1. You'll be lucky you get your money back. You hitting some big, goddamn it, good luck, right? And that's the same thing with these picks. So, the real trade was him for Bruce Brown, and that's an upgrade for Indiana. That's a real look. You remember you got all them picks, right?
Who did?
Yeah, they got about 100 first-round picks over there. How that shit pan out for them?
Yeah. Siakam is a few months away from free agency, so essentially the Pacers surrendered all that draft capital to secure Siakam birds right. So they can max him out, and it doesn't count against the cap.
Man, listen, these GMs are weak. They weak. Like, I'm never gonna be afraid for my player to go to free agency because I can offer him the most money, period.
Yes, that fifth year, you can give him the fifth year as opposed to the 4 years that someone else can give him.
You know, so you telling me I can give you, 5 year, 200. He
247 is the max. 5 for 247.
5 for 247, and they can give you a 190. Go on out there if you're bad, boy. Go on with your bad ass. Let me see it. Right? Let me see you. That is the decision your ass need to be making. You're gonna turn down all this money? Good luck. Right? There's only a few human beings that's gonna do that. Even LeBron didn't do that when he went to Miami. That was a sign and trade. Sign me to the max and trade me when the decision should have been go. Go and take that $84 million they're trying to give you because that's all they can afford.
Right.
But there's this notion of I need something in return for him. Well, the players know that now. The players understand that now. So the leverage now is the players, not the team. Because you want something back for me, I want out.
Right.
Versus just go leave.
Well, that's what really hurt. That's what hurt the OKC Thunder, because Kevin Durant walked out the door for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
If you could have signed and traded him, you could have got some draft picks. That could have greatly helped. When you lose a player like a Kevin Durant, or you lose one of these top tier players in free agency, and you get no compensation in return, it dooms you. It dooms you. You got to get, because just imagine had AD walked out of the door in New Orleans, because look at what they were able to parlay that into.
Mm-hmm.
The draft capital that they got from the Lakers. So if a player were to leave, and I'm not saying, now obviously Siakam is not a Kevin Durant, he's not an Anthony Davis, but when you get one of these top tier players and they walk out the door, you basically got to trade them a year before, because even if you don't believe they're willing to take that 4 year, because you can give them that fifth year at about $60 to $70 million more than what they can get from another team. Just the fact that they might do that and leave you with no compensation as opposed to 3 first-round draft picks, who knows? Maybe somebody gets nicked and you got a bad record, and hey, now all of a sudden what you thought was going to be in the 20s is going to be a top 5 pick.
Yeah, but we can look at it like that, or you can look at it like, what happened to OKC? How much money do you have now?
Oh, they got to
remember when I trade you, I'm getting back garbage at the same price.
Right.
So if I'm going to get back all these pieces that equal up to the same pay, I don't really have nothing. I'd rather if you leave, I got $40 million free.
Right.
So Toronto, they didn't hurt from Kawhi leaving. It's not like they're going to be, they didn't hurt from when Kawhi leaving. OKC didn't hurt from KD leaving. It's fantasy. It is a fantasy. Oh, I need to get back these people, because the teams that it has happened to, they haven't been set back for dynasties. Look at them now. They lost Kevin Durant, got nothing in compensation, and look where they are now.
It took them a while. But they also, think about what they gave up. OKC gave up Paul George, and they got an SGA, and they got 3 first-round picks. Mm-hmm. They gave up a Russell Westbrook. They got draft compensation. So they've been turning those over, and they've done a good job of drafting, because SGA is a nice piece, but they're gonna have to draft, because I don't look at it, someone let's just say a top 5 free agent. I don't see them going to OKC. Do you see a top 5 free agent going to OKC?
Hell no. Hell
so
no.
You got the draft.
Hell no. Like, Drafting is okay, right? Like unless you have a real good, which they do, they have very great scouting over there.
Yeah, Sam
right?
Presti's done a great job.
Like Spurs is great scouters.
Yes,
great scouting over there. The garbage that they get, they got great scouting. And who else is great at scouting? Spurs is great at scouting, right?
You like the Warriors? How's the Warriors?
It's a hit and miss. They got very great with Curry and
Clay, Draymond.
Draymond in the second round. Kevon
Looney.
And then then developing. But for the most part, it's building players to trade for something great. Right?
Right.
And that's what it is. No matter what pick you have, it's still you have to make the right pick, get the right player.
Right.
And that's the key. Them getting the number one pick and getting Chet, right? Help them. Him being hurt last year helps them today. Shea turning out to be what he is, right? So it still has to, you can make a call on someone. He has to want to be what you envision also.
Right.
So that's key too.
Does the Siakam Halliburton duo move the needle for you? Where does this place them in the East? Because I think you got Boston at 1, maybe Milwaukee, Philly 2, 3, whatever order you might have. When I look at the Pacers, I see a team that's looking to get the ball off the rim, make or miss. They either take it out the net or they get it off the rim and push the pace. They're still not going to play any defense. So I got them at 4 or 5. I don't think it doesn't move the needle for me.
It doesn't move. It doesn't move the needle in a sense of it could slow them down a little bit because Siakam is that one-on-one type of player in a half.
Yes.
So he's gonna be for the playoffs themselves.
Okay.
It's hard to tell because it's matchups, right? If they get a 4-5 and they get a New York Knicks, right? They get a Cleveland in the first round. They can get out of that first round with them.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
New York don't play enough defense. They don't play enough defense to stop that offense, and they don't have enough offense to just
punish their defense.
To punish their bad defense, right? They got more one-on-one players. You're going to have 2 guys. You're going to have, Brunson, who's going to dominate that series. And then, it'll help if all 7 games Randall plays excellent. But for the most part, he going to give you 3. He going to give you 3 good ones, right? It is some questionable ones. And with a team like Pacers, right, they can run through a team like that on a 7-game series. Everybody else, right? If Philly gets them, you gotta be weary about it because you force Embiid to think that they can't guard me, and then he tries to take over that game by himself, and that could end bad. So it all depends on who you match up in the playoffs, to be honest.
Siakam is averaging 22 points a game, 6 rebounds, and basically 5 assists. Tyrese Halliburton is 23.6 points, 12.5 assists on 3.4 made threes a game. So you got 2 guys that average 20. You got Miles Turner on a given night, can give you 20-15, can shoot the 3, can play outstanding defense, one of the premier rim protectors in all of basketball. So they got a team that, like I said, just more offense to me. I don't think. For me, it doesn't put them in front of Boston. It doesn't put them in front of Philly. And for whatever reason, they have had Milwaukee's number.
Mm-hmm.
They have had Milwaukee's number. But I don't believe in a 7-game series. I don't know. I don't think I would pick Indiana to beat them in a 7-game series.
The reason they're having success against them is because Giannis and Dame are open court type players. So Giannis wants to play Indiana style.
Oh, they get up and down.
His team is not built like that. So Giannis, for personal reasons, don't want to be in the half court. So he doesn't want to slow the game down, which benefits Indiana. So the fact that Giannis wants to go like that, he doesn't get to punish them if he slowed the game down, slowed the whole series down, and say we're gonna beat them up inside. Giannis is like, nah, I don't play like that. I don't have them post.
I'm trying to get up and down
that I paid $50,000 for. I don't have those moves, right? So I want to keep the game going, which benefits them, right? And Siakam's name is great. He's a solid player. I don't think he's turned into what we thought he was going to turn into.
Correct.
Right? You know what I mean? That playoff series where, 2018-19, where he averaged about 19 points. He's never elevated from there.
Right.
Right now he's just a solid player, and he's a upgrade from Brown, and I'm pretty sure Brown wish he stayed his little happy ass over in Denver because obviously
the money though. Like, Denver ain't had that kind of money. But I think the thing for me, what it tells me, Gil, is that Toronto says we'd rather have Scotty Barnes in those picks as opposed to Siakam and no picks.
Yeah, because Scotty Barnes is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? We have a guy who can play all positions. So that means we're not limited. Siakam was playing a 5-man over there. And he's playing a 5 because Scotty Barnes is back there. And the young dude can do whatever he wants. When you have Scotty Barnes, when you're looking into the draft, your draft slots just opens up, right? Versus, right? You got these type of players. Now you're looking for, I need a 4-man or I need a 5-man. With Scotty Barnes, you're looking for the best player available at that point, even if it's in his position, because you can move him to another position. Right. So he's a great asset player.
Paul George on the Clippers trading SGA to the Thunders. Both sides won. I think it was quite a lot for the Clippers were willing to give up. Their commitment to me is my commitment to the team. Both sides won. We know Shea was going to be really, really good, but he's special. In a way, Oklahoma won that trade with picks and a future MVP. Great trade for both sides. Where do you come down on that?
To be honest, they knew he was talented. I don't think they knew he was this good.
They would have never gave him up if they knew this.
I'm pretty sure they would have.
They would have, because that's what Kawhi wanted. You had to appease Kawhi, because if you don't, he's going to the Lakers. You can't have Kawhi, LeBron, and AD playing in the same building as the Clippers. So you had to acquiesce, and you're at his mercy, because he said, if you don't get me PG, I'm going next door.
And at the time it made sense, because the team you had, right? The team you had with Lou Williams and all of them was a good team. They were a good team. They didn't have star players. So you're like, ooh, I just trade these pieces and I have 2 stars coming in. Oh, shit, we're going to be great. That team didn't work out, right?
Right.
That team didn't work out, right? So then you move, Shea, and Shea himself turned into a star.
Yes.
He turned into a franchise player.
Yes.
You regret that. You do regret that, because right now you have the oldest team in the league, which means your window ain't big at all. You have the oldest team in the league, which means your window is here. Shea and OKC, with the ages of average of 24, their window is here, right? They got 5 more years before they become where you are right now, right? They've won, right? You got Jalen Williams in that, from Santa Clara. They have grabbed some great pieces for their today and for their future. So right now, they're in the driver's seat on that trade. Only way Clippers,
they got to win a championship or to win this trade.
They have to. There's the only way that works.
It's possible this year. They got a nice squad. The question is, can Kawhi's played basically, he's missed like 5 games, but for the most part, he's been on the court all year. Paul George has been on the court all year. The question is, as we move forward, can they sustain this play? Can they play?
Can a hooker be a housewife? The answer is, yeah, they could. But have they? Right? It's the Clippers.
Right.
They the hoes of the NBA. We don't see them becoming, trophy wives anytime soon.
Shaq says he would take SGA over Luka. I'm going to have to take SGA. Luka is a fabulous player, but this kid, he plays the right way, gets his teammates involved. I'm taking him right now. He's a hell of a player right now. I'm going to have to disagree with Big Fella.
Yeah.
I'm taking Luka.
I mean, it's a good argument to make, but Luka they're both different. They both give you what you need, but Luka's resume and how he plays and the specialties that he brings you, I can't. I can't.
He averages more points, more rebounds, more assists.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I've seen Luka take a team to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
And you think about those matchups that he had with the Clippers, and basically he was out there by himself. And he's giving Kawhi, he's giving PG, he's giving Pat Bev, he's giving Morris, he's giving everybody they got. He's averaging 40.
And Luka's younger.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I get Shaq that I think the thing is, Gil, when you like, okay, I take this player over that player. If it's not close, what are we debating it for then?
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be close.
Yeah.
That's what this is about. I mean, I would take Joel Embiid over Miles Turner. Really? You would? Hell, so would everybody else. But when you say Joel Embiid and Nikola Jokic, now we got an argument that we can have.
And that's not quite this argument, but it could be. And,
right.
Next year, like SGA is tapping into that 31 and 31. Luka's been there. He's the motherfucker's been here before, right? And he's younger. He's been dominating for a long time now. This basketball game we see today is easy for him.
Yes.
Like there's guys in this league that when there comes a point, Jokic is at that point, LeBron's been at that point, KD's at that point, Kyrie's at that point, James Harden was at that point, Tatum is getting at that point, where they have to, the way they play, they have to do things that make it more challenging for themselves. Because playing it the regular way, it becomes too easy for them. That's when James Harden doing the double step back and creating all these moves, because the game itself was so easy that the challenge became, let me just add all this, let me do all this extra stuff to make it. But when they start playing simple basketball, you're like, oh, this is an easy night for them.
Right.
And that's where Shai's getting to that point when he's realizing, hey, this is easy. Luka's been at that point.
Yes. And the game is kind of sort of similar for the simple fact, Gil, you can't speed them up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you look at him, I think Shai is a lot more athletic than Luka. And because when you just look at Luka, and I've seen, I was at a Lakers game when he was, and I'm looking at him like, how do you do this? I mean, you can't jump, you can't run, but how do you, he can get to any spot that he wants to get to on the court. He can get there, and the best defender cannot stop him.
Yeah. Because, so I don't think anyone understands that the hand check that everyone glorifies is still in play, right?
Right.
Below the free throw line, the hand check has always been there. They just took it from, above the free throw line.
Right.
The smarter players understand the rules so good to manipulate it for themselves. Like, I know you can't touch me here. I know you can touch me there. I know when you touch me, you have to touch with your right hand because this is how it is. You're weak. If this is your left hand, I know your left hand's a little bit weaker. So and start understanding how to manipulate the game and understand human behavior. When you become someone like Luka and all that, it's the human behavior that they understand the most. I know what you have to do. right? So your defense, them accolades you got, them first teams are meaningless to my understanding of what you have to do and the concepts that you play by, right? That defense, first team, second, look at how they play. Look at those first team guys against the superstars. They get barbecued.
Yeah. You just try to, if he averages 30, Gil, you try to hold him to 28. You just don't want him to get 35, 40.
But he going to get 35, 40, right? Your first team coming off guys who are undisciplined offensively.
Because when you you try to guard KD, you're not stopping KD from getting what he wants to get to. You're not going to stop Luka and Shea. They're going to be able to get to wherever they want to get to. You just got to bring the double team, and hopefully the guy that they swing the ball to is going to miss the shot. Mm-hmm. Because if you like one-on-one, the guys are too good. It's just like the best corner against the best wide receiver. Mm-hmm. Unless you get some help over the top, now he's going to cook you.
Yeah.
He's going to make it. He's going to get it. And so that's where they are now. Please make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. You're doing a great job. You can also get Gil's pod up here. Make sure you hit that like button for Gil's Arena channel on YouTube. It airs Monday through Thursday live, 11:30 a.m. Pacific, 2:30 Eastern time. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're now at 837,000 subscribers. We want to thank you. We've also pinned Shea by Laportier link at the top of the chat. With the holidays right around the corner, make sure you go out there and get yourself a bottle for you or a loved one. Okay. The Clippers, Gil, excuse me, will host the 2026 All-Star Game at the new Intuit Dome. The Clippers will have rules for fans sitting in the exclusive area of the new arena. What do you make of this? It's called The Wall. The section is for Clipper fans only, and they're seated, and they're not permitted to cheer for the opposing team. Anyone found in violation, and you can only sell the ticket to Clippers fans. Anyone found in violation of these rules will lose access to the section.
Hey, so they the Raiders with the black hole now.
Yeah.
Listen.
They ain't got that many fans to begin with.
Listen. I don't know. I know he's a fan, right? Bomber's a fan.
He is.
Right? He has a lot of money. Common sense is not common in this sense, right? The concept of what he's saying, amazing, right? Having a section, right, behind the basket where you can affect the offense in crunch time, right? Mm-hmm. You know, college style, it's the black hole. I don't think he understands that the visiting team picks which way they go, which means that first half, I will go against the wall. And then the second half, I go the other way where the wall does have no impact on this game.
Right.
So, Bomber, put the shit on both sides because any smart opposing team will do that. We're going to face you in the first half, the wall, and then go the regular way. So your fans, only Kawhi is looking at this black hole, the wall. The concept is fine, but he doesn't understand that the visiting team picks which way they go.
And plus, when you go there, guys start playing well, you like, oh my God, you got the applause. You just like, hey, you go to a Laker game and somebody got 50, 60. What am I supposed to do? Hey, I got to get a man a hand. I got to applaud that.
Listen, it's a good concept. I don't know if Clippers can pull it off because when you play the Lakers, I don't know how that wall stands tall.
Right.
That's a Clipper Daryl section, and I think that's why that was the concept of it. But you really have to understand this is chess, not checkers.
Right.
Right. And you have to really understand if I'm gonna build something like that, I'm building on the behind the visitors. right? I'm going to build a section where I can impact the opponent, right? This doesn't impact the opponent. This ain't college.
Right.
I don't know if you have the loyal support from your fan base to pull that off.
Right.
Right. You know, Chicago can pull that off.
Boston.
Oakland Warriors, Boston can pull that off. New York Knicks, the Garden can pull it off if they are winning.
Right.
Because if they losing, that whole building becomes the wall to the Knicks.
Yes. But we've seen, I mean, think about it. We've seen Jordan. We've seen Kobe. We've seen LeBron have performances in the Madison Square Garden, and the Garden start cheering for them.
Mm-hmm.
We saw Reggie Miller.
Yeah.
So
it's possible if you really like make this a thing. Like if you cheer for that team, right, or this team, like they gotta have their own colors, so it stands out. Right. You want this to stand out. Like they're like when you're talking about rules, like you know, when in the playoffs, if everything is white, that section is black or red or blue. So we can see what it is. Like make it be a place where I want to be there. I want to boo. This is supposed to be the worst of the fans. Right? This is the rowdy of the rowdy. Right? This is like, I see the prices, 5,000 to 25,000. You done fucked up there. That ain't no fan.
No, the average fan ain't paying no $25,000. They ain't got it like that.
It's supposed to be $100, $200.
Yes.
100, 200. That's the rowdy.
Yes.
That's behind the basket. Basket ain't 5,000.
Hey, Gil, a guy that's paying $25,000, he ain't painting his face. He ain't coming with his shirt off, yelling and screaming and trying to distract you.
No, that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. The common sense ain't common sense sometimes, right? That section is a bunch of psychopaths.
Yeah.
Right. Those are the guys that might run on football. Those are the guys, the kids that run out there butt naked during halftime or something. That's that fan group. That's your diehards.
Right.
Right. That's not 5,000, 25,000.
No. Steve Kerr says this season is not the last dance for the Warriors' big three. All three of those guys are capable of playing at a high level. We did win a championship, in case people forgot, a year and a half ago, said Kerr on 95.7 The Game. We're in a different stage of our existence as a team, but I believe in my guys. I love those guys, and we're going to keep fighting. Yes. Excuse me. The problem is two of those three guys can't play at that level consistently anymore. Only one guy can. Therein lies the problem. It's not that they can't. Yes, we've seen Clay have moments where he go get 28, 30 plus, but those moments are few and far between.
Yeah.
That's the issue that they're having, Gil.
Yeah, you don't have the consistency of your greatness anymore.
Correct.
Right? And his speech is more loyalty than it is reality. Right. This is loyalty talk, not reality talk, right? You have one player that's great. And then you have your second best players playing. He's playing way below expectations, right? You know, his play right now is fourth option at best. And that's not the same three. Even though they won a championship, you know, a year and a half ago, you don't have the same three, right? No. You know, Draymond is winding down, but just like anything, Draymond's presence is with greatness. When you're not playing great, he looks crazy.
Yes.
Right? You know, when you're playing great, he's the perfect guy for greatness. When Dennis Rodman is winning championships, he is great. You start putting him on bad teams, and he's
taking his shoes. He's taking his shoes off and laying down on the sideline.
Get his ass up on out of here, right? And that's where this team is.
And what I would tell Steve Kerr, okay, you won a championship a year and a half ago. Is Clay playing at that level a year and a half ago? No.
Nope.
Is Andrew Wiggins playing at that level? Now Andrew Wiggins is on the bench, so he's not playing at that level. Is Draymond playing at that level? Draymond just missed 16 games, so he's not playing at that level. So although what you're saying is absolutely correct, you did win a championship a year and a half ago, but tell me other than Steph Curry, who's playing at that level that you won that championship?
Zero. And that's the problem. You know, it's the hope. Like, I guess as a coach, as a player, you appreciate this.
Yes.
But as a player, you need to have a reality check and realize he's supposed to say this. He's supposed to say this. What was he supposed to say? Oh, yeah, you know, these guys are playing like this. He's supposed to sound like us? No. So as a player, you need to understand that what he's saying isn't reality, and my ass is about to be up out of here. I could be traded any day now, so I need to really lock in. Like, I don't know if, of course, everyone is like that. The fear of being traded should be driving you to be successful, right? I don't think sometimes people understand that. The fear of me losing my spot, the fear of somebody taking, the fear someone's trying to take, like Clay, the fear that when you hit the summer, you're not going to get the money you want. That should have you locked into a whole nother dimension of a player. They ain't no going home and hanging on a goddamn boat. I don't got no boat today. I'm supposed to be in that gym locked in because I'm afraid that I'm not going to get this contract.
I think the thing is, but Gil, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the first time that Clay's name has come up in trade discussions. Mm-hmm. So he's entering uncharted territory where things that he never had to worry about before is now a realization. It could be his reality.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. This is a rude awakening.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, it's that we all go through it. It's that we start feeling bad for ourselves. And I think this is where he's at, or he was trying to get out of it. Like, I feel sorry for myself versus just saying, man, this is the basketball. This is the game. It ain't, you know, they don't believe in me anymore. I'm going, you know, that happened to Lamar Odom when he got traded to Dallas, or when the idea of that Chris Paul trade going and he felt hurt personally. He never recovered from that.
No.
He never recovered from that.
Yeah. But the question is, let me ask you, because of so much of what Clay's success is tied to Golden State, do you think he can have success somewhere else other than Golden State?
Well, let me tell you this right now.
Uh-oh.
If you Steve Kerr, and this is your legacy, right? Championships, right? Winning pedigree. Do you have room to lose? See, that's what happened with Phil Jackson. You start getting some losing teams, they want your ass out of there. Right? Because just like Russell and his triple-double, we expect something with that resume. So you don't have no room to come in here and start from the beginning. Right? Because when you started the first time, y'all played like this, and then y'all was championship ready. We expecting the same thing over here when I trade for you, which is not fair, not reality. So his best bet is the loyalty from Golden State, like it's been Pop this whole time. See, you know, before, if Pop went somewhere else after San Antonio, he would have already been fired again.
Yes.
He would have already been fired. When the NBA, those general managers and presidents, they're going to fire the coach before they fire themselves.
Of course.
So, you know, I bring you in and you ain't performing and they asking me questions. What? Someone, hey, you, I got to trade you. I got to fire you because I'm not going to fire myself for the food that I brung you, right? And that's most GMs are scapegoating the coaches themselves.
So how much do Steve Kerr said this is not the last dance for the big three or the Warriors' big three. So do you see a scenario in which this team is together, Draymond, Clay, Steph, next season?
Do coaches get drug tested in the NBA? They don't get drug.
They don't. They don't.
All right, because this ain't the last dance, boy. You crazy as hell.
So this is it. You believe this is it?
Man, this ain't the big. Like, I'm sorry. This big three is the last dance for the big three. If they bring in somebody else to help, it's not the big three no more. One of y'all are gonna be four. One of y'all are four now. They ain't no 1, 2, 3. One of y'all be four.
Somebody gonna be 4 and 5.
Yeah, hey. If they get creative, 4 and 5. So y'all might be just one of y'all coming off the bench.
Gil, I want to know what you think about this. DeAndre Ayton is out due to an icy neighborhood. Reportedly, DeAndre Ayton tried for hours to combat the street of ice leading out of his neighborhood, but to no avail. So he's out of tonight's game versus Brooklyn.
Wait. I swear.
There was a sheet of ice in his neighborhood. So he was unable to get out of his neighborhood and get to the arena. So he was a DNP.
He don't have legs? His legs don't work? He can't walk out of his neighborhood?
I'm trying to figure out, so what did he got? A Ferrari? He got a Porsche? I bet don't everybody have an SUV? So you mean to tell me the SUV couldn't get him out? I mean.
Wait, hold on. Like, because I think I read something. Didn't they send people up there for him?
They said they tried for hours to get and they couldn't get him out.
But what I'm saying is normal people, right? Yeah. They would just walk to where they can, hey, you can't come up the driveway. I'm going to walk to you.
Yes.
We can do this together.
Yes.
Right? Some of them kids, right? I'm pretty sure they're laying out that money. You could have been, come on, if you really wanted to play. What?
This seems like the most DeAndre Ayton thing ever.
You don't got no hot water?
Gil, I remember in 97, we had a situation where we had a blizzard. And people in the chat, if you're in Denver, you can go look it up. We end up getting like 70, almost 80 inches of snow in about 20, 24, 30 hours. They ended up having to get snowmobiles to go get a lot of our players because we had a game in Buffalo. So we ended up having to get snowmobiles to come get a lot of the players out because there was so much snow, and bring them to the facility so we can get on a bus and leave. It's hard for me to see a scenario in which, unless you don't really want to go, like, man, I can't, man, there's too much snow out here. But like you said, walk to the entrance of the neighborhood.
You ain't got no flame. I mean, I'm just, the scenarios, like, listen, we know y'all tanking. We get it, right?
Right.
We get that y'all are trying to get a lottery pick and, hey, I can't make it. All right, we're going to send some people up here. Don't worry about it. Yeah, we're going to send some people up there that try to get you, right? Listen, stop. Stop the bullshit. That's not a real thing.
Man.
You could have been to the game. You were tanking it, thought you was going to, Brooklyn going to come in here and win, and y'all end up winning that game anyway. Y'all end up winning the game that y'all were trying to lose anyway, huh?
That's embarrassing. But that's embarrassing, though, Gil. That's embarrassing you use that as an excuse. Well, I missed the game because I couldn't get out of my neighborhood because of black ice. Really?
Hey, look, black ice, no joke though. Because I didn't know. I'm from Cali, right? Like, I don't know nothing about black ice, so I wrapped my Ferrari around the pole, leaving my driveway.
You in a Ferrari? You supposed to?
I didn't know that. I didn't know nothing about. Nobody taught me about no snow. It ain't no pulling out, but my 612 got it out because I'm in the garage,
right?
So I'm in the garage, pull it out, and then you know how you hit the brake the first time, it just slid. Boom, bah. I was, that did ain't gonna do nothing. Got it in go. Bah, hit the pole. Damn. Stuck. Had to get the Range Rover.
Man, I honestly, I don't know if that's gonna work in the NFL. Ain't no way you gonna be able to tell the coach I ain't gonna be able to come to practice or I'm gonna miss a game because
if this was practice, hell yeah, all day. I've never heard nobody missing a game for black in your neighborhood. So nobody on the team live in your neighborhood. Nobody. Everybody else made it but you.
So everybody else. So let me ask you a question: did anybody else in that neighborhood go to work that day? So you the only one to miss. So everybody else got an opportunity. They got regular jobs. They got to work, but you the only one that didn't get to work.
No, that's crazy. That's hard to believe, man. Most players always live in the same neighborhood for the most part, and you have neighbors, and they got out and had to go to work because they don't have the luxury of sitting in the goddamn bus unless the city just stopped that day.
Right.
Unless the city stopped. But to miss, I've never heard of that before.
Well, and clearly the city didn't stop because they had a game that night.
Facts.
So what's the weirdest DNP reason you or a teammate ever missed a game, Gil?
Oh, shit. Golden State. Danny Fortson. He got a DNP, so we played the back-to-back, but the second game is on the road, so we leave the arena, and then boom, we have to get on the plane and go.
Right.
And he ended up turning into a suspension, but really it was a DNP. Family member died. His mother passed, and they called the house, to give their condolences, and the mother picked up the phone.
Oh, man, come on, man.
Mom picked up the phone. Danny told us, don't be calling my goddamn mama, because Danny didn't like to fly. So we always had a problem with if we have to go, because this is a long time ago. He'll smoke after, and I think that made him paranoid. Right. I think that made him paranoid of flying. So he was the big dude when the plane got up. Right. He want to lay on the floor. All the stewardess, they rubbing his back and stuff and putting covers over him because he didn't like the takeoff. Right. So he was the one player, if he could put in his contract, he just play home games, he would have. Right. So he was getting a bunch of DNPs because, trust me, that wasn't the only family member that passed that year.
Damn.
Everybody was live. He just
he was like that movie Life when they was reading it about, your aunt passed, your brother passed, your mom passed.
But so
everybody done passed.
This probably was like the third person that passed. And I think this time they just wanted to call. I think they just called to see if it was real. And then they called Mom, picked up the phone. It was hell no.
Oh, man. Gil Shootout for $100,000 is live on YouTube Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific, featuring Gil's Arenas crew, former NBA players, influencers, and even rapper Cameron. Gil, how much pressure is on you to win your own tournament? This is your own shootout. You got to win this, Gil, because you the only one that's putting up money.
I ain't putting up money. The sponsor putting up money.
Okay, so the sponsor putting up money.
Just like everybody else. But it's about the process for me. I love the hunt, right? I love the hunt. I like to tell them I'm coming. I like to show them what I'm doing because I want you prepared for me, right? I done already took 2,000 shots at 3 a.m. because I had 3 shows a day, right? So I already took 2,000 shots. After this show, I'm going to the gym again. So if I lose, that means that it was that person's day. You're not going to outwork me. You're not going to be like, when you look at mine, it'll be 99% ready, right? That 1% just might be a fluke. It might be your day. It might be your round, but I'm giving myself the best opportunity. That's how we approach everything.
Man, you can't let Cam. Man, you know Cam. If Cam beat you, man.
I'm not letting the dude that's going to be wearing the pink jersey. I'm not letting Rico beat me. All right, he was good in high school back when he was playing against Marlbury. This whole nother level, baby. This whole nother. Hey, man, I like, listen, they want that money on. They got to go through me, huh?
Right.
I put up, I don't know how many shots I put up, but from Monday to Saturday, 10,000 shots will be put in his arm.
Wow.
So I'm going to be ready. It ain't gonna be like a trying.
Gil, you can't lose this, Gil. You can't lose this. This for all the money. This for all the money. This for all the money. Gil, somebody is looking to have bragging rights. Said they be a former NBA All-Star, All-NBA player in a three-point competition.
And that mean they got to be in the gym right now as we speak. Can I do the look? If I win, can I get that Wheaties box that you didn't have just like the 90s? And that's another stuff since you did the 90s, because I know that right now that's on eBay for $250. $250, I know that's $250 right there. Hey, let me get a box of Wheaties, baby.
This is the first one, the Broncos.
I know. Low fat is
the Ravens. I wonder if these Wheaties still some good.
Hell no.
They're probably not. You're right.
If you think you were struggling last Wednesday, you take a bowl of that. We ain't gonna see you for a minute.
Nah, but you know what? Let me show you what I got in here, Gil. Can you see that?
Kobe Arachis? Those are Kobe Arachis. I know that. Hey, I know that signature.
He actually gifted me these. He was in Denver, and I went to the game, and I like, bro, let me. And at the time I was like, man, but now they're worth a lot. I mean, I would never get rid of them. It's just the fact that he gave them to me.
Yeah, like that jersey swap today.
Yeah,
started that. The reason I say I never really swapped jerseys. I just got everybody's autograph. Like I was a fan. Right. I left the NBA with 500 plus autographs. Wow. Everywhere we went, I had boxes of jerseys for players.
Right.
Right. Because I knew this was going to end one day. And just like any old timer, I want to be able to look on a wall and that memory of, that memory. I can, the Magics, for I got rid of my Wilt jerseys. I got rid of my Bill Russells. Because when I looked at it, I didn't have no feeling because I didn't play or know.
You didn't play against them. Yeah.
The Chauncey Billups, after me giving them 30-something, and he's signing it to me, yo, Gil, boom, boom, boom. When I look at that game, the smile,
it means something.
It means something, right? So, this is a real thing when you get to sit there and say, yeah, look at it, because I know that feeling.
Right. Fan questions, Faith. Hey, Gil. Hey, Shannon and Gil. First shout out to Ice Cube for winning the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame Impact Award. I discovered the Big Three during the pandemic, and I love it. Gil, can you name a few things the Big Three does better than the NBA and why you love it? Thanks, Shannon.
The one thing that they do better than the NBA is take care of their veterans, right? The Big Three concept is perfect. Players who still think they can play, who still want to play, they get to play in a half-court setting, right, amongst their peers. And I don't understand the NBA. These are your guys. Right. Your legacy is there, right? Mm-hmm. Dr. J, Gerving.
Yes.
Right. Rick
Mahorn.
That's your Clyde Drexler.
Gary Payton.
Those are your players. You're supposed to be sponsoring. That should be a funnel. Like when players retire, that's a place that they go because it's sponsored. The healthcare. So what they're doing is they're feeding the legacy of the NBA better than you guys.
RDR food reviews. Loving the Unc and Gil. Do you see all-star potential in Derek Lively? Honestly, I don't see. Look, he does a great job of rim running, catching lobs. He goes to the front of the rim. Somebody comes over to block Luka's shot. He's going to put it back with the thunder dunk. But unless he develop a move, a post up, a go-to shot, from what I see right now, I just see a guy that just goes and hunts rebounds, does a great job of rim running, but I don't see an all-star. What you see, Gil?
Young Capella, right? He'll get paid. He'll get some nice change for that style of play. But for you to be an all-star, you have to have some type of impact on the game itself. Right. And just, getting offensive rebounds, putting it up, catching lobs, that's not real impact in the all-star voting.
The Gift of Gab show said, great show, fellas. Why do you think a lot of coaches don't like playing young talent and continue to burn out veterans like New York coach? Because the veteran guys know what they know. Young guys, you got to teach. And that happens a lot. That's just not the NBA. That's like the NFL. Mm-hmm. They want to play guys that know they have to do very little coaching. Because a lot of times coaches don't want to coach.
Mm-hmm. Like, when it comes to the NBA, most of these coaches don't have job security.
Right.
So if I'm sitting with a veteran who's going to go in there and be a +1 or even, right? That is a great player for me.
Right.
Versus this young guy that I don't know what he's going to do. He's going to make a lot of mistakes. I don't want him making those mistakes on my job.
Right.
So if I don't have the security of backing where I get to play these guys without any with any pushback and my record don't count against me, if not, I'm gonna play the oldest goddamn players I can to give myself the best opportunity to win.
Yeah, you're right, Gil. It's the situation where, look, the veteran guys more times than not is not going to make the mistakes that the young guys going to make. Mm-hmm. Making mistakes now. The higher-ups, the general manager, the owner, fans are looking at you like, well, why you got the young guy that all he do is making mistakes?
Yep.
Well, guy keeps making mistakes. That means he's not getting coached. That means he's not, whatever you're teaching him is not processing.
Yep.
Well, whose fault is not processing? They say it's your fault. So you got to go. So I'm going to play the guys that's not going to make the mistakes. Even though the young guys might be more talented, he's going to make more mistakes until he gets it right. And I can't afford him having the mistakes on my resume.
Yeah, and I think some people just fans themselves, and they have this idea that, well, he needs to beat him out in practice. Oh, no. That young horse is whooping that old dude's ass all up and down that basketball. That has no factor into that game. When I was in Memphis, right? Them young boys, Pargo and Shelby, they was giving me all that work. They was giving me that work. But one thing I knew, when it was game time, I know who getting his number called. Gil, Conley. Hey, you two. Right? And that was just it. That was it, Rook. I mean, when it comes to game, you're going to, because that's when it counts, right? So it doesn't matter what the young guys are doing in the practice. If my coaching job is in jeopardy because of my record, I'm not putting a young dude in.
Right. Jamal Grant said, if LBJ wants to win another championship, he needs to team up with a healthy Lonzo Ball, a true point guard. Well, when is Lonzo going to be healthy? Will he ever be healthy?
No, he don't need a Lonzo Ball. He can do with a mellow ball.
Yeah.
Right. He can play with a mellow ball. LeBron needs people who can spread the floor.
Right.
Right. He doesn't need, no matter how talented you are, he doesn't need someone who's going to clog the lane with him. That's where he wants to go. His power is getting to the basket, right? Mm-hmm. Using his frame to get in there. So if there's guys in there on your team that can't really spread the floor,
right,
you're useless to, no matter how skilled you are, you're useless to someone like that.
Right. Satan Box, what's up, Who y'all got winning Rookie of the Year? And tell Gil I'm putting 10K on him getting over 19.5 in the shootout. Don't let me down, Gil. I mean, it's Wembanyama.
Yeah, I really think that either they're gonna give it to Wemby because he is gonna be the face of the NBA. If Chet goes on a run and the numbers are close, it could be
gonna
Cole.
get it.
No, it could be a Cole. It could be a Cole. It could be a Cole. Like sometimes there's times where Cole Rookie of the Years is better than actually picking one.
Right. Well, we haven't only had that one time. We got Jason Kidd and Grant Hill.
Yeah.
Were Cole Rookie of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
I can't recall another situation where we've had Cole anything. Can you recall Cole MVP, Cole Defensive Player of the Year? I cannot.
No, I haven't, but there should have been some times where the MVP last year could have been Cole. That dunk contest with
with Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon.
That could have been Cole. There's some situations where if there's a loser, if someone feels that they like the audience is split in half, that's a Cole. Yeah. You don't lose with Cole. They both win.
You definitely, that Aaron Gordon definitely should not have been a 2-time or a 3-time losing dunk. Those dunks that he did ain't no way.
Yeah, those are times where it's like, okay, you both deserve this. Like,
right. Uncultured J asks, what's some music you like folks don't like to do? Jazz is mine. I'm an Ahmad Jamal, Duke Ellington, Oscar Peterson, Count Basie, John Coltrane. I like Coltrane. I've been told I look like Duke Ellington. Less interesting, brother. I'm a neo soul. I'm a Maxwell. I'm a Michelle Ndegeocello. I'm more into that genre. I'm a not that I don't like. When I get in Black Car, I put it on the grooves. I like the old stuff. I just like to mellow out. I just want to relax. And I feel like this new rap, they get me all uptight. I'll be on the edge. I didn't want to maybe want to throw up one up. Don't give you a buck.
Yeah, like what's so funny is when I'm shooting, I listen to R&B, right? Okay. And I'm Alicia Keys and Aaliyah type of R&B.
Right, okay.
I'm Mary J. Blige. Right. So I listen to that R&B while I'm putting shots up. I can black out. Like when I'm listening to like the Tupac and all that, that has to be performing time. But when I'm just trying to just mellow out and just concentrate, I got R&B. Like I got R&B playlists.
Right. Yeah, that's the kind of the music, like I said, Maxwell, Michelle Ndegeocello, like the neo soul stuff, like just I just want to relax.
Yeah.
I just want to relax. Anthony Hamilton. I listen to a lot of Anthony Hamilton.
Music Soul Child,
Yeah, absolutely. Laney Ray asks, hey guys, great show. I took a great nap tonight for science. I'm just curious if either of you took a nap today. Did Ash take one as well? Hell, Ash didn't wake up till noon, so she better not take no nap. Hell, she didn't wake up till noon West Coast time. Hell yeah, I took a nap. I woke up today, Gil, ate, went back to sleep, took a shower, like, you know what? I'm bored. I'm gonna take another nap.
So, my nap is usually around like soon as Gil's Arena is over with, I take a nap. Right. Because for the most part, I'm up at 4 a.m.
Right.
So I'm already up at 4. So by the time Gil's Arena is over with, I'm 10 hours into the day already.
Wow.
So my best sleep is my nap.
Yeah. See, I'm a restless sleeper. So anything I hear, I'm up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can hear a rat peeing on cotton. I'm gonna get up and see what's going on. So I can't. I'm not. I think that has to do with like having dogs and stuff. Because like the dog barked one time, I'm up. Okay, I got to take him out. There's something going on. Okay, there's somebody. So I'm looking to grab the strap and see what's going on, see why he barked and what's going on. So I just, it's hard for me to just like I'm talking about just to sleep. I'm talking about just sleep through the night. That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah,
that's not gonna happen.
I can't sleep through the night. I toss and turn, but my nap is my thing. I know, like Ocho said, he has sex. He got his sex schedule.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Nap. I got my nap schedule. 7 days a week.
Oh yeah.
I got to get special attention before I go to. Y'all know what time it is. So I got a rotation about 4, 5 that come out through the week to put me to sleep.
Oh man,
I know. I'm still living the life.
Yeah, that's a great one. That's a great one there.
I can't put that on one person. That's rude.
That's too much. That's too much of a load to live. You're right. I feel you, Gil. I feel you. I've been a nap person ever since college. I would have my classes. I would do 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 11 to 12. Then I would go eat. Then I would go take a nap for like an hour and a half. Then I would get up and go do practice. And even during the league, I would go get me like 10, 15 minutes, lay on the table, go to sleep. Because most of the time we joan and do out the day. But I needed to get me a little, just close my eyes.
It's hard to break that. It's
hard
to break that habit.
It is.
Like people don't yo, stop taking naps. Like, I've tried. I've tried. Just my body, like at a certain time, I know what I know what time. I've never had an alarm clock. I've never had an alarm clock. My body just knows it's gonna shut down at a certain time.
Right.
When I wake up, I already know it. It's about anywhere from 3 to 4 a.m. So when I wake up, I'd already know about 3 to 4 a.m. Just get up, get in the shower, and just get out the house.
But you know what, Gil, everybody knows. My team knows my schedule. Okay, Shannon, what time are you napping from? Because that's when I'm going to take meetings. I'm going to take calls. But I got to get that nap in. Because if I don't, I'm going to get irritable. And then, we don't want you irritable. We want you, we want you at a nice, calm place. So I go ahead and get that nap in, even if it's only 30 minutes. That's about all I can sleep before the dogs, they're at the door whining, trying to come in and get on the bed. So but I got it. But Ash, Laney, ready to answer your question. Ash didn't take a nap today because she shouldn't have taken a nap today because her ass slept till noon. Joshua Holman said, Gil, looking back at all the teams you played for, drafted in the second round to the Warriors, then the Wizards, followed by Magic and Grizzlies, do you feel your best chance to win the chip was with the Wizards?
No. I think the best team that I played on as a group of individuals was when I got traded to Magic. When I got traded into Magic, like talent-wise, a group of guys that were together as a team, right? You got your big man, you got your steady point guard, you got your shooters, right? You got it was a complete team. I was coming off the bench. Right. And the second unit, I was like Russ at that time. I was the second unit. I got JJ Redick. I got all, that was probably all around the best team that I had. And that was the best team to try to win a championship. And I don't think if we would have had a lockout, I don't think if Dwight would have hurt his back, I think us coming back that next year, we could have probably, did some work. I mean, Miami was going to be, a hard feat, but we had Dwight, right? We had a Dwight down there. So that was probably the best team that I had a chance of winning with.
Elijah Balto asks, hey guys, what are y'all thoughts on Ant if he can lead the Wolves to an eventual championship in the future or get an MVP? And could he potentially do a KG, join a big market team? Appreciate y'all. KG didn't want to leave. KG overstayed his welcome in Minnesota. KG should have got the hell up out of town. I just hope that's not the case for Ant-Man because KG was loyal to the soil to a fault.
Listen, there's no history that the Wolves have on loyalty, right? All the great and good pieces they've had, they've gotten rid of them.
Yes.
Right. They've gotten rid of them. There's not been. So this is the longest tenure, from, damn Cat that they had. So, I don't see this team together 2 years from now. And right now, this is a good Wolves team.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what that choke did, the Frenchman.
Rudy.
Yeah, but Rudy got choked into a real player. I mean, he's out there double-doubling now, right? He's actually putting up points. And the fact that, I think he's done, in the last 28 games, he done had a double-double, 18 of them. As a third option, that is needed. And then, your point guard's steady, right? Your point guard, when you're talking about, controlling something, you have a point guard who has never been rattled enough to get a technical foul, right? So they have the ingredients to do some damage. Ant-Man can get an MVP if that team is won and he's doing what he's doing. He can be MVP in this league.
But it's gonna be hard. These bigs, man. The numbers that Embiid is putting up,
man.
And Nikola Jokic and Giannis. I mean, now it just seems like, even what's the name? He just played tonight. Luka giving you 33 and 8 and 9.
And
Shea.
They ain't even talking about him.
Yeah. Shea, look what Shea doing.
Yeah.
Even Tatum.
Yeah. There's so much. To be honest, out of all the people we named, Wemby might have a better chance winning MVP within the next 4 years before Ant-Man.
Yeah, true. I like Ant. I like his game. I like that you can see the work that he's put in, and you can see him getting better and better every single game. You can see it. That's when you know a guy, hey, a lot of times he ain't posting. You ain't got to post. I'll see it in your game. So, he put that time in.
And he plays both sides of the he plays both sides of the court. I mean, we should have known from the interview when he was doing, and he was basically telling you how great he was, and the confidence that he came in with let us know what type of player he was, and the fact that it is panning out for him. And I remember he did that interview about the Warriors workout, and that told us who he was going to be. He said he went to the Warriors workout and he's going hard, and they coming to him, Steve Kerr's like, yeah, can you go a little bit harder? He's like, so I'm going harder. He said, hey, Steph and Clay, they go at this speed. Can you go at this speed? And he said, man, I'm going in there trying to run. I'm running, shooting, breaking everything because I'm going at a speed I never been at before. He said, when I got back in the car, I called my trainer and said, hey, we need to go back to the drawing board. What we've been doing ain't it. Because if I don't get picked first, Golden State ain't picking me second.
Right.
And I'm not prepared. If I wasn't prepared for the number 2 team, I'm not going to be prepared for number 1. So he went back to the drawing board because he understood that what he was doing
wasn't good enough.
Florian
Carlos Super said the 88 first team All-NBA, Magic, MJ, Bird, Barkley, and Akeem versus 03 NBA team, Kobe, T-Mac, KG, Timmy D, and Shaq. Who wins?
Hold on. You got
Magic, MJ in the backcourt, Bird, Barkley, and Akeem in the front court. The 03 first team All-NBA, you had Kobe and T-Mac in the backcourt. Up front, you had KG, Duncan, and Shaq.
And this is 03 Shaq?
03 Shaq.
Versus 88?
88. That 88 MJ was on another level.
Yeah, that 88 MJ was on a different.
That's
Kobe wasn't that Kobe yet. I mean, he was Kobe, but he wasn't the unleashed Kobe. T-Mac, KG, Duncan, they both have their strengths and weaknesses. This is that. You got the big Shaq 2 versus Hakeem. Damn, I might have to give it to 88.
That'll be a good one.
I mean, Okay, you don't really. I mean, you have shooting in Bird, and that's it. Magic couldn't shoot a lick. 88 Jordan didn't shoot threes like that. Barkley, undersized, but he's very athletic. I mean, with Kobe, T-Mac from the outside, Duncan at the mid post. I'm gonna go with 88 because I think the 2003 clashes a lot because Duncan and Shaq need that same right block. And
KG, all you gotta be basically.
Yeah, so you have three guys who want the same side, so that'd be a clash. Barkley just did what Barkley did, so I'm gonna give it to 88.
That'd be a good one. I mean, wow. I mean, sometimes you go back and you look at the teams and you look at like Barkley making it, Malone not making it, Malone making it, Barkley not making it.
Yeah.
I mean, because Bird was gonna get one of those first teams.
Yeah.
So basically, Bird, because once Jordan broke through, you're like, okay, Jordan gonna make it every year. So okay, Jordan and Magic gonna be the backcourt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, who? I mean, because you got Akeem, you got David Robinson, you got Patrick Ewing. Those are your bigs.
Yeah.
So you kind of rotate those guys, whoever have the best season. But kind of like Bird, Magic, and MJ, they on the first team. You only got 2 spots.
Yeah, see, and I think what's throwing it off is on this one that KG Duncan.
Yes.
It's throwing it off because you don't have a real true 3.
Nope.
You don't have a real true 3-man there to go at Bird, right? So really Bird would just be playing in the post against KG, who's not aggressive enough to take advantage of this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna give it to 88.
That'd be a great matchup. Shaq. I wonder what Shaq think. Shaq, what you think?
I mean, Shaq. I mean, that Shaq, right? That Shaq will bust that young Hakeem ass, right? Because this ain't the MVP Hakeem right here in 88.
No.
Nah, this ain't the 80. Yeah. So this goes back to Shaq advantage.
He better have his lungs though, because this Hakeem right here running all day.
But this was Thin Mints though. This one looked like he weighed about 220.
Yeah. But that dream shake though.
Yeah.
That move. Yeah, but it's been a good matchup. But like I said, man, Magic, Bird, MJ, Barkley, and Hakeem. T-Mac, Kobe, KG, Tim Duncan, and Shaq.
Yeah.
They got the size. The 03 got the size.
No, yeah, they have the size. They don't have the athleticism.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, it's just KG Duncan, Shaq just clashing. They're just gonna clash.
Right. Get back up here to the top. Please make sure you hit that.
Bird can't bully anybody, but he was crafty enough to.
He's crafty. All he wants is enough separation to hit that step back in your eyes.
It'd be hard on that 7-footer, but it's yeah.
Please make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, and make sure you subscribe to the Nightcap podcast feed. You can get it through Club Shay Shay, but Nightcap does have its own podcast feed. You can also like and subscribe to Gil's Arena channel on YouTube. The show airs Monday through Thursday live, 11:30 a.m. Pacific, 2:30 Eastern. That's Monday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. Pacific, 2:30 Eastern. I'm your favorite sports uncle, Shannon Sharpe. We've also pinned Shea by Laporte at the top of the chat. Make sure you go out and get a bottle for you or someone that you love. We want to thank our special guest, our extra addition to Nightcap with the basketball edition.
Hey, my DM's been up, baby. I see my face on the look.
You look at me, yeah, that's it. That's what's up.
Hey, man, I'm with Unc now. Eh? Nah, you got to put that away.
Yeah. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Nightcap Basketball Edition. I'm your favorite sports Unc, Shannon Sharpe. He's your favorite number 0, Arizona Wildcat legend, Gilbert Arenas. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
See you tomorrow, guys. Thanks, Gil.